Violent clashes recently erupted between Itsekiri and Agbarha-Warri Urhobo youths in Warri, Delta State, South Nigeria on Saturday, August 23rd, 2025, threatening the long-standing fragile peace in the area. The conflict arose from alleged territorial claims and a disputed celebratory procession commemorating the 4th coronation anniversary of the Olu of Warri. The clash turned violent, with youths from both sides brandishing cutlasses, wooden planks, and stones. Several youths sustained bullet wounds after security personnel fired shots to quell the unrest. And the Delta State Police Command confirmed the incident but reported no casualties. Meanwhile, the police have deployed personnel to maintain order and prevent escalation. This clash is reportedly said to be part of a long-standing dispute between the Itsekiri and Urhobo communities over land ownership and territorial rights. Delta State Governor Sheriff Oborevwori has issued a statement calling for calm, stating his commitment to restoring peace and stability in the area. This morning, joining us for the conversation, we have the CEO of Edonos Global Limited and MBC Home Maintenance Services, Mr. Onoriode Emmanuel Umukoro. Good morning and thank you very much for joining us.
Yeah, thank you very much for having me today.
All right.
Thank you.
We're expecting one more person to join us in the conversation, but let's begin with you. It has been a long-standing issue, the Itsekiri Urhobo crisis that has been happening in Warri. We've had several conversations leading up to it. But this most recent clash, can you please walk us through what led to it?
Well, before I discuss about this most recent clash, I have to give you a little bit of background of what is happening in Warri. So
all right.
You can have a better question to ask, even if you have some already prepared for me. First of all, what is called Warri can be seen from different contexts. Warri as a city is located in Warri South local government area. Warri as a constituency, as a federal constituency, have 3 local government area. Someone living in Warri North is not in Warri City, is living in somewhere else than Warri City, but it's in Warri federal constituency. And also, there is a kingdom, or the Itsekiri kingdom, that has now extended some of its territory into the Warri city that is claiming ownership of Warri. So after that, let me explain what happened. What happened is this. The Itsekiri people, they were doing their 4th coronation anniversary. So just like the way the Urhobo did a festival of recent, they told the Itsekiri leaders that, oh, we are going to pass through your community, and this is how we are going to pass, this is where we are going to pass through. Then the Itsekiri agreed. But now the Itsekiri are doing this coronation. They wanted to do a procession, maybe walk around Warri, but they didn't take permission from the Urhobo people. They were just going to their community. They were being aggressively insultive. So the Urhobo people say, okay, no, you can't just come to our community. That's how it all started. And the Itsekiri people started trying to force their way through, that they are the owner of the Olu of Warri. That's how it started.
So all of this started because you believe that the Itsekiri people should have taken permission because they wanted to do a procession in celebration of the coronation of the Olu of Warri. Is that correct?
Yes, so that they can state their intention, where they are passing through, and how they are going about it.
But was this walk, this procession, was it meant to be a violent procession? I mean, we know what processions typically look like. Can't both people think, okay, this is just a normal walk, and you know, it's traditional, it's not going to lead to any form of violence? Does it not sound more like an ego trip?
No, it's like there's already suspicion, because this coronation anniversary started on Sunday. The Itsekiri people move around Warri in cars. They were chanting that we are the owner of 3 Warri, people are slaves, people are this, people are that. They were calling names, going around the whole town. They posted it all over social media. I don't know if you've seen anyone, but there were videos, it went viral, of them shouting owners of 3 Warri, things like that. Even when they know that there are other kings in Warri City.
Okay.
Now, so you claim there were provocations that led to this clash, and they didn't take permission before their procession. But what has been the response of the authorities so far, and what's the situation like as we speak?
Well, if I want to take another step backwards, why the Itsekiri has been agitating and being this aggressive, it's because INEC received an order from the Supreme Court that they should delineate the wars in Warri, that the current wars in Warri are fallacious and are not representing the true account of what is happening in the area, the people that are in the communities and in the population that is in Warri. So this delineation process has been going on and is about to reach its conclusion. What the ANEC is proposing right now is making the Urhobo people the majority, and which they are truly the majority in the Warri South local government area. So the Itsekiri will not have this, because they have already parted this Warri South with some communities from the riverine area and the rest, so they wanted this to remain where they can have dominance on. So now that the true reflection of the population in Warri South is now going towards the rightful majority, which is the Urhobo people, they are trying to instigate violence, cause confusion that we derail that process so that they will not delineate the wars in Warri. So that is their intention of why all this is going on. I think the government is trying to bring peace and things like that. I don't really know the current situation with the peace arrangement.
All right. I mean, you've given your perspective. I believe that the Itsekiri people also have a right of response. And joining us this morning, we have Mr. Ajemijeroma Gabriel Mene-Ejegi. He's the trust chairman, Numa Odion Community, Warri South local government area. Thank you very much for joining us, sir. I don't know if you've been following with the conversation. You've heard him give context, first of all, historical context as to the Itsekiri Urhobo crisis in Warri. And then he's said that the clash happened because the coronation exercise had happened, and in celebration of the coronation, the procession was taking place by the Itsekiri people, and that you were making some very provocative statements about the ownership of Warri. What's your response to this?
Thank you so very much. Firstly, he is wrong saying that. Why do I say so? He is not based in Nigeria. Also, he is not from Warri South, where it happens. Neither Warri North or Warri Southwest. He is from Ugeli South, and he lives outside Nigerian shores. So, to me, what he's saying is absolutely wrong.
Him living outside Nigeria, does it invalidate the statement? I'm sure that even if he's joining from outside Nigeria, he has family members, he has friends, and he has information from people who are on ground. So I don't know about invalidating him because he's outside Nigeria. So if you can speak to the fact of what exactly happened, I would appreciate that.
Okay. Are you with me?
Yes, we are. Please go on.
Hello?
Yes, we can hear you clearly.
We can hear you loud and clear. Go ahead.
Foremost, like you rightly said, I am the trust chairman of Numa Odion Community in Warri South local government, in Warri main town. What happened is very simple. The youth want to go and pay homage to the Reverend Father, the King, His Majesty Ogiame Atuwashe III, CFRO, the Olu of Warri. And when we turn moving, we must move jubilating to see our royal father, our king. And the route we are passing belongs to the federal government, state government, and belongs to the government. Surprisingly, the communities in the main Warri, that is the Pesu community, the Edatan community, the Asholu community, the Merogun community, the Ubomaru community, and the Numa community. Then that's okay. From Odion houses, let them start moving to go and pay homage to our father, our king. Surprisingly, very surprisingly, this said Agbasa youth Tombu blocked them not to pass through Igbo market, the roundabout there. We were so surprised. Why such of that magnitude will happen? Because the likes of Obodo or Madino in same Warri South, when they were coming, they passed through Ugwoton and Jedo. Nobody harassed them because Ugwoton and Jedo, they are all ethnicity. They never obstructed them. Same to the likes of Egbokodo, Itsekiri, Ubeji, Ifie, Ajeta, and Jalikere, who were coming to through the Ekpan houses. The Ekpans never obstructed them. Why this said Agbasa doing this kind of this kind of issues, or trying to obstruct the peaceful movement for the Itsekiris in the main Warri, going to pay homage to the royal father? Why would they stop them on the way? Did the Itsekiri harass them or discuss anything with them? So this is the question we need to ask.
So if I may come in here, if I make a, okay, just, sorry, we have quite a lot to unpack, but I'll ask my question after we come back from this quick break. Do stay with us. Welcome back to Breakfast Central here on New Central Television. We're currently looking at the Itsekiri Urhobo youth clash over territorial rights in Warri, and we have with us CEO of Edenos Global Limited, NBC Home Maintenance Services, Mr. Onoriode Emmanuel Umukoro, and also the Trust Chairman, Ayube Numa Odion Community, Warri South Local Government Area, Mr. Ajemijeroma Gabriel Mene-Ejegi. Mr. Mene-Ejegi, just before we went in the break, I wanted to talk to you on what Mr. Umukoro alleged earlier. He said the Itsekiri youths did not ask for permission before embarking on their procession to pay homage to the Olu of Warri. Also alleged that, provocative chants were made to denigrate the Urhobo people. How do you respond to that? Okay, I believe we don't have Mr.
You're right. But I believe that Mr. Onoriode also heard the response that he gave. So you may respond to his response, because he had spoken about this to an extent earlier.
Okay, first of all, Numa Ayube community is a fallacious community. It doesn't exist. This man that is talking there is from Egoro, Ololobite community in the Benin River houses. How they got there is this. There is one man called the Ogisi of Ewere Kingdom. His name is Ogedegbe. He came with a friend of his and some entourage. That his friend name is Eriku. The Itsekiri created false history saying there is one Ogisi and the rest. That's how they came into Odion. Odion is an Urhobo territory. The people that found Odion is the Igbo-Badu family. This Igbo-Badu family now, they gave a daughter to one Urhobo man called George Ayube. This George Ayube mother is the Numa Ayube. So the George Ayube has an Itsekiri mother, which is Numa Ayube, which is still a descendant from the Ogedegbe family. So because that Itsekiri people are there, that Numa Ayube, so relatives came into the area. So that community is claiming to be trust chairman for his fallacious. It's not gazetted by anywhere. It's just claiming to be. So he himself is from Egoro, Ololobite, Benin River. And also, another thing, the Itsekiri in general, the people called the Itsekiri, they are not from the Niger Delta. They are not aboriginals of Niger Delta. They are like the Igbos in Lagos. The reason we are having Itsekiri today is because they were accepted by intermarriage. If not, the original Itsekiri are war captives by the Benin Empire. During the war with the Benin and those Yoruba communities in the Ondo area, the Benin was catching some of the warriors from the Yoruba and they were keeping them and selling them as slaves to the Mande tribes that were coming in from Ghana and was walking towards to Mali. When the European finally came to the region, the Europeans now saw that these slaves would be good for them too, to carry goods and all that. So the Europeans started buying slaves from them. As soon as the Americas was discovered, they now find more use for these slaves. But the Benin River is somehow, there is a sand in the middle of the Benin River that can spoil ship, and also that is difficult to navigate. So the Oba of Benin at the time and the Portuguese now had an arrangement that, okay, can you take these slaves that you are selling to us and bring it towards escarvors so that we can be betting our ship in Focados and be picking them from escarvors and taking them to our port in Ghana and taking some to the Caribbeans and to there. That was how Itsekiri started forming there. So the Benin started doing business with the Portuguese by storing slaves there, and they had a leader that was looking over them. So over time, these people are not really deep river fishermen, so they had to find a way to communicate to people in the inner land, and from there they intermarried with some Ijos, intermarried with some Urhobo. That's how they are here. They are like the way Igbo people are in Lagos. So if you're talking about somebody not from here, the Itsekiri are Yoruba people, and they are not data. So that answers that. So I don't know, is there any other questions to ask me, because the guy does not even have local standing to make any case that someone is not from here.
Well, Gabriel, what do you have to say? I mean, you've heard him. He said that he's giving a somewhat historical context to whether or not Itsekiri people belong to Warri or can be referred to as Warri people. But let's hear your response.
Thank you so very much. Like I said earlier on, he doesn't live there. He knows nothing about that place. Myself talking to you, with due respect, I am the legislative assistant to the House of Assembly member, Warri South Constituency 1. If I am not from the Warri, how come will I hold that position? That is one. Secondly, the Numa, the Eyube is talking about, the Judge Eyube, is a grandson to Ogisi Odion. Let me make it known to you now. Ogisi gave birth to Mene-Ejegi. Mene-Ejegi now gave birth to Jigini, who gave birth to Ereku. The same Mene-Ejegi, after giving birth to Jigini, he gave birth to Numa. Numa now gave birth to Eyube and Emule. Emule now gave birth to Ogedegbe. Ogedegbe is nephew to Eyube. And the Eyube gave birth to Oshemaye, whom the Mene-Ejegi, Mene got married to, and gave birth to Utienyi. Utienyi happens to be my grandfather. Utienyi gave birth to Untumofere Alexander, that happens to be my father, my biological father, who gave birth to me. So I truly don't know where he is coming from, saying I am from this, that, or where. He knows nothing about that said place, for crying out loud. And aside that, if he's talking about the Igbo Badus, let me ask him a simple question. The places that is in our vicinities, properties, who lease and sell them out? It is we, the Eyubes. The likes of Merogun Primary School, which was once called Baptist School. It was Baptist Church. We sold the land to Baptist Church then. We sold that to them. Before they not went to Merogun Primary School. Then the Sido Street you're talking about today, before it became Sido Street, it was called Eyube Road. And we sold land to Sido. Sido is from Olu of Warri, to say. But we sold land to Sido. The documents are there. When the time comes, we will present them for people to see.
Okay, let's now move beyond the historical clashes, because the truth is, we could go on for another hour as to what the historical clashes between the Urhobos and the Itsekiris are. We've had that conversation several times on this show. Let's talk about this most recent one, the response of the State Police Command, and what the next steps are. You know, how is there a way forward from this without us having to revisit the historical context of, you know, ownership between the Urhobos and the Itsekiris? How can we move on from this most recent clash? I'll have your thoughts, Gabriel, and then I'll move on to our other guest.
Okay, thank you. It is because before we did what we are doing, we reported this issue to the area command and a division that we want to move to see our real father. And that is what we tend doing. The government, not to one person call himself, some group of people calling themselves community. No, we're having to discuss with them. Rather, before we move, we reported this issue to the government that we want to go and see our review for that, and it was approved. So for peace to prevail, is for our state government and local government to make it straight and to advise these said people. I won't call them, I don't want to give them names or call them kind of names, because we the Itsekiri, we are respected kind of people. But they should call them to order. Henceforth, whenever time issues of this magnitude occurred, for them, okay, if they do threat or think that we are against them, let them report to the authority, the government authorities, than to come and to intercept us, to cause violence, bring out guns and what have you. No, it's uncalled for. Because when they were doing the Agbarha feast, we never obstructed them, because we're peace-loving kind of people. So please, my advice is for them not to ever try to obstruct any move. Rather, they should report to the higher authorities. Thank you very much.
Now, Mr. Umukoro, would like to take your response and also possible solutions to this clashes and distrust between the Urhobo and the Itsekiri. Do you think there will come a time where you live in harmony? Because if this is not nipped in the bud, there's a possibility it could blow beyond what we're currently witnessing.
Yeah, first of all, they reported to the area command and everywhere. But when the Urhobo were trying to pass through their communities, the Urhobo had to go and discuss with their leaders. If the Urhobo didn't do that, I know what the Itsekiri boys would have done to the Urhobo people. They are saying it to tomorrow that you people begged us to pass and things like that. So they knew what to do. They knew that they had to have talked to the community before passing. They would have allowed them to pass, because you have to let us understand what you are coming to do. Because they said they were protesting for island delineation. They went to Estate, which is an Urhobo area, and started saying Warri. They brought both shams and they were shouting. These videos are everywhere on the social media. So they have come into these communities before and constitute nuisance. So the fear of this might happen again, and it might kill morale of the people living in this area. So let's first stop them, and you have to do these things the right way. Even if you talk to government, you have to talk to the people you are coming to their community, because you have been in the community before and you have abused the privilege. That's why. Then what will solve this thing is very easy. The completion of the delineation process that is going on in Warri Federal Constituency. The Itsekiri don't want this because it's going to reflect the true population of each tribe. So they are going to become a minority in Warri South. They can't have this because there are two palaces. The original palace in the Itsekiri and the formulated palace in the Itsekiri will now be under the Warri South government, which the Urhobos will now be majority. And the Urhobo now will now take their rightful place as the local government chairman. And so it will be rotated, and it shows that I've been given some ones there to be have access to. So those access is what they are trying to deny us. That's why they are doing all this agitation and passive aggression and all these things. So they just have to allow the law work. So I've said they should delineate the Warri Federal Constituency. They should allow the law work, and they do the delineation, and there will be peace.
All right. Gentlemen, thank you for your time with us this morning on the show. I'm hoping that, we can find some sort of peaceful settlement to the immediate clash as well as the long-term one, and that there aren't really grave implications for those on the ground living in these communities. I'm hoping so. All right?
Thank you.
Thank you for your time. And, in the positive light, congratulations to Gabriel on the coronation of the Olu of Warri. It was a very beautiful event. We saw the pictures online. We hope that you all can find a way to live peacefully. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.